Jai Shri Ram. 1878 is the last shloka of the last chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. This is not called the Charama shloka. Charama shloka, Charama means peak or climax, and there are several Charama shlokas. Even in the Ramayana, there are some shlokas. Rama Charama shloka, Sita Charama shloka. Okay, and in Bhagavad Gita also, different scholars have different ideas and conceptions about what is Charama shloka. But predominantly, 1866, Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tva Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami Mashuchaha. That is considered the Charama shloka. In fact, honestly, I will confess, when I was creating this picture, I unthinkingly ended up putting the title Charama Shloka for 1878. And after putting it up, I realized that perhaps I made a mistake. Then, on second thoughts, I realized no, I did not. Because I felt, though I did it in unthinkingly, maybe Krishna was telling me to call this the Charama Shloka. In fact, there is sufficient reasoning. यत्र योगेश्वर कृष्णो यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्री विजयोर भूतिर ध्रुवानीतिर्मतिर्मम. This is actually a statement made by Sanjaya. Sanjaya is saying, Sanjaya Vacha. Sanjaya is declaring that wherever there is Sri Krishna, the Lord of all yoga, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also certainly be these four things. Of course, you will find that each interpreter is using a different term to describe these words. And to make it easier for us to remember, I decided these four English words will be sufficient. Because you see, Sanskrit terms are untranslatable. Now, this one, I have wiped out the English equivalents so that there is no confusion for you. Fortune, victory, power, and virtue. Fortune, victory, power, and virtue. Please remember, fortune, victory, power, and virtue. Wherever Krishna and Arjuna are there, that means wherever Bhagavad Gita is there. And there has been a superstition spread among Hindus, especially I think in the south, I don't know about the north of Bharat, that if you keep a copy of the Bhagavad Gita or the entire Mahabharata, there will be conflicts and fights within the family, and property disputes will emanate, and all kinds of strife will spread. Strife means conflict. So this is, I think, the handiwork of some cultist, the desert cultists. To many gullible Hindus perhaps are believing it even today, and I have come across people confessing that they think so. This is the effect of misinformation, or you can call it malinformation, disinformation and malinformation. Now, malinformation is a new term that has originated in France. Malinformation is factually correct information but which can cause trouble in society, therefore that is considered considered something that is which has to be banned or suppressed, which is ridiculous. France is the birthplace of democracy, and they have stooped to such low levels simply to appease their desert cult immigrants. So this is a strange situation we have brought ourselves to. Satyameva Jayate, you should have the courage to speak the truth politely. You don't have to abuse anybody for it. So fortune, victory, power and virtue. Fortune, victory, because Shri is an honorific. Shri is a word with so many meanings. In fact, Shri means all the four. Fortune, victory, power and virtue. Anyway, Shri means beauty. Shri means auspiciousness. Shri means beauty, auspiciousness, good fortune, and victory. Vijaya is victory. There is no difficulty translating that word. Bhuti. Bhuti is power, absolute power. And Niti is virtue. Virtue is a better term in English. Of course, we all know in Telugu, Niti means ethical values. So you can remember it that way when you are explaining this. Remember, Krishna clearly declared that one who abhidasyati, one who teaches or preaches the Bhagavad Gita is my most favorite of all devotees. So, we must all make an effort to teach. You may worry that your Sanskrit pronunciation may not be very good. That should not bother you. If it is a serious problem, then find somebody who can chant for you, who can articulate the shloka. And with your experience in life, you should always be able to correlate all the experiences. So the best translation is our own translation. Okay, Krishna will give you that freedom, and so please try, abhidasyati. See, in 1868, Krishna said, Yaidam paramam guhyam madbhakte shwabhidasyati. Bhaktim mai parang krutva mame vaishyatya asamshayah. Among my devotees, those who teaches this most confidential knowledge performs the greatest act of bhakti, yeah, and love, they will come to me without any doubt. That is 1868. And then 1869, Nacha tasman manusheshu kaschin me priya krittamaha bhavita nachame tasmad anyaha priyataro bhuvi. Here Krishna is declaring, no human being does more loving service to me than they, nor shall there be anyone on this earth more dear to me. Who teaches? Abhidasyati means teaches. Remember this word. Abhidhasyati, teaches. And then Krishna goes on to say, 1870, Adhyeshyate cha imam dharmyam samvadam avayoho jnana yajnena tenaham ishtasyam itime matihi. Adhyeshyate. Adhyeshyate means study. And Krishna is declaring, and I proclaim that those who study this sacred dialogue of ours will worship me with their intellect through the sacrifice of knowledge. Now, this word sacrifice is a very dangerous word with an extremely negative connotation, which is used as an equivalent for the word yajna. I have serious problem with this. So please always use the word yajna. I mistakenly in the flow use the word sacrifice again here, because the word sacrifice reminds you of slitting somebody's neck, which is not allowed. Vedas are completely opposed to meat eating, killing animals. But many Hindus are eating because we have got completely corrupted. Our mind has got corrupted. We got carried away, and we started eating. So please stop eating meat. Veda is against. Bhagavad Gita is against all killing animals and meat eating, because you yourself will be born as that animal. Because the etymological symbolism of the word mamsa, if you examine the etymological symbolism of the word mamsa, it means the animal which you are eating is actually declaring that I will become this fellow and I will slit this neck in some future janma. So you could yourself become a rat, a dog, a pig, whatever, chicken and goat and all that. So you could be slaughtering the neck of your father, mother, who were probably reborn as a goat and chicken. So please stop eating meat. That is totally opposed to the principles of Sanatan Dharma and Vedas. And many rascals have propagated the idea that during Vedic times, the Vedic rishis and Brahmins, they were slaughtering cows, Gomedha, Gavalamba. Gavalamba is described as the slaughter of a cow. Unfortunately, even Swami Prabhupada supported this in his writings. So I'm convinced that that is wrong. There is no Gavalamba, because the word Gau has many meanings. Gau means the Mother Earth, Bhudevi. Gau means senses. Gau means Gau means, Gau also means a ray of light from the sun. So Gau Medha is not killing of the cow. Okay, Naramedha is not killing of the human being. Naramedha is the funeral obsequies or the rituals connected with death. Ashwamedha is not slaughtering of a horse. Ashwamedha, Rashtamva, Ashwamedha, Annam Higau, Ajyam Medha. Ajyam means an oblation. Ajyam Medha. Medha means intelligence. Many rascals have translated Medha as killing. There are several educational institutes which call themselves Medha Educational Institute, where they do some coaching, and colleges are there. Now, do you mean to say students are being slaughtered there? What kind of idiocy is this? So please understand. Stop meat eating. Adhyeshyate cha imam dharmyam samvadam avayoho jnana yajnena tenaham ishtasyam itime matihi. Adhyeshyate means study. 1870. Adhyeshyate. So Krishna is again saying that those who study this sacred dialogue of ours will worship me through Jnana Yajna. Such is my view. Krishna is saying very so politely and diplomatically. Itime matihi. This is my opinion. Krishna can command, but that is the beauty. God does not. He respects your cognitive liberty. If you don't want to, accept what He is saying, you are free. You are free. He will not force you, because then that would not be God's nature. Because we are eternal companions. Dva Suparna. Remember that. So, and so that's why he respects your cognitive liberty. Remember that phrase. He does not say that stop using your intelligence. Utilize your intelligence to the best of your ability in order to fulfill His will for us. Okay, and if you go to the next shloka, Krishna is saying, Shraddhavan anasuyascha shrunuyadapi yo naraha sopi mukta shubhan lokan prapnuyat punya karmanam. Shrunuyadapi. Shrunuyat means listen. So those who only listen to this, that is the teaching, lecture, delivered by someone else, even those who simply listen to Bhagavad Gita without any asuya. Now asuya is a Sanskrit word which means finding fault even in the good. You see, there are many naysayers. N-A-Y-S-A-Y-E-R, naysayer. Naysayer means a cynic. C-Y-N-I-C. See, naysayer means a person who is a skeptic, who is very negative in his thinking, negativist, defeatist, and who does not trust anybody. Cynic means a person who is deeply suspicious, doesn't trust anybody, who distrusts everyone, and believes that everything is done for selfish reasons. That such a person is defined as a cynic, C-Y-N-I-C. And a naysayer means the same thing. Naysayer, N-A-Y-S-A-Y-E-R, one who denies, refuses, opposes, or is skeptical or cynical about something. So remember, naysaying is a negative quality. Most of us, we must desist, pessimist. So naysaying, there are many people, I've found this very annoying habit. They are extremely cynical even about especially things that they don't know anything about. So this is a stupid thing, stupid attitude. So asuya, listen again. Shraddhavan anasuyascha shrunuyadapi yo naraha. Anasuyascha shrunuyadapi. One who listens without a carping, cavilling spirit. That means, there are many people who find fault even in the Apta Vakyam. Now, people find fault with Rama and Krishna also. You have every liberty to ask a question with the right attitude. But if you are asking a question with the intention of ridiculing and running down and belittling the teaching, a wise teacher will not waste his time teaching it to you, because it will be like casting pearls before swine. పంది ముందర ముత్యాలు దొర్లిస్తే పందికి ముత్యాల విలువ తెలీదు, right? So because of this distorted, warped education system and the effect of Bollywood, Kachada world, Hindus have developed some kind of a strange self-loathing, hatred for oneself and one's culture and religion. So this is a strange dilemma we are in. This is a phenomenon not found in other cults. And if you look at their holy books, they are full of filth, lechery, butchery, treachery, and all kinds of absurdities. But those fellows have no problem. They are swallowing it without questioning. And in fact, their holy books clearly say, don't question. If you question, you will go to hell and all that. So I don't want to cite verses from that now, because that will pollute this entire discussion. It is enough for you to know this much, that when you listen to Bhagavad Gita, when great avataras, Adi Shankara, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Sridharacharya, Yamunacharya, Yogananda, your Malayala Swami, Vidya Prakashananda, and Ram Sukdas ji, Jayadayal Goyanka, the number is listless. I mean, the list is endless. So many great personalities, scholars, and avatara, Shivamsa. Shankara is an Amsha of Shiva, Ramanuja is an Amsha of Sri Mahavishnu. So, when such people, Madhvacharya is Hanuman, reborn, Mukhya Prana. So, when such great personalities, you must read about their biographies, and when they say something, actually, you should have no reservations. You are free to ask questions with the right attitude. So, Krishna is saying, don't preach Bhagavad Gita to those who are not interested in listening. That also he said in another sloka. So don't talk about Bhagavad Gita to those who are not interested in listening, or they listen with this asuya. Asuya is a Sanskrit term which means finding good, finding fault even in the good. This fellow is a chronic fault finder. Even in something that is good, he will find a fault. So fault finding, such people are there. Asuya in Telugu actually means jealousy. So why would anybody be jealous about Krishna? That's ridiculous. You will be jealous about somebody who you consider as an equal, and who is enjoying more prosperity than you are. We will not feel jealous about Mukesh Ambani. You will feel jealous about your colleague who seems to be who is enjoying more prosperity, who's got a bigger car. Then he'll start feeling jealous. So it's ridiculous to say that some people are jealous. This kind of interpretations are also there. So remember, Sanskrit words are actually, most of them are untranslatable. And in the next shloka 1878, Krishna is very politely asking Arjuna, Kachideta Shrutam Partha Tvayaikagrena Chetasa Kachida Ajnana Sammoha Kachid Ajnana Sammoha Pranashtaste Dhalanjaya. Oh Arjuna, have you heard me with a concentrated mind? Have your ignorance and delusion been destroyed? And then Arjuna confesses, 1873, Nashto moha smrutir labdha. Nashto moha smrutir labdha. Tvat prasadan maya chuta sthitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava. Karishye vachanam tava is a phrase you must remember. That means, I will do your bidding. I will act according to your instructions. Nashto moha. Oh Krishna, oh Nashto moha smrutir labdha tvat prasadan maya achyuta. Achyuta. Again, untranslatable, the nearest English word is infallible. Achyuta is one who will not make a mistake. Infallible means unlikely to fall or make a mistake. And by your anugraham, all my doubts have been dispelled. I am firmly situated in knowledge, that is Atma Jnanamu. It is not that Arjuna lost his memory. He lost his spiritual memory, you might say. And now I am free from all doubts, and I will act according to your instructions. So now let us get back to our original sloka we were discussing. So this track is actually a discussion on the Charama shloka. Whereas Charama shlokas are there many, and most people think that 1866 is the Charama shloka. Yeah? But for some strange reason I have realized Krishna made me give this title to this shloka, and I am convinced that there is Krishna's hand in making me declare this the Charama shloka. I am fully willing to accept even 1866 as the Charama shloka. There can be two Charama shlokas. So because this means that you should keep a copy of the Bhagavad Gita at home, and if possible get yourself a copy of the Mahabharata also. Original translation by M.N. Datta, Parimal Publications, I think. It will cost you some 10,000 rupees. There are 9 volumes. You can afford it, please buy it. There are other Mahabharata translations by other authors, I don't want to name them. They have distorted the meaning. So Hindi Gita Press is available, Telugu also Gita Press is available. So please get yourself a set. I'm sure you can afford it. And Valmiki Ramayana also in 2 volumes is available. So if you are gifting anybody any gift on a birthday, marriage, give them Valmiki Ramayana. Give them, please start. Give them a nice Bhagavad Gita. Gita Press publications are excellent. Okay, and their translations are also excellent, superb. I have no reservations at all. Okay. Other translators unfortunately fall short of certain standards. And so there is this other superstition that if you keep a picture of Krishna and Arjuna on the chariot, that is again bad for the house. So please stop talking nonsense like this. Don't believe nonsense like this, because 1878 clear. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha Tatra Shri Vijayor Bhutir Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. Fortune, what are the four words? Fortune, victory, power and virtue. Fortune, victory, power and virtue. Fortune, victory, power and virtue. So please remember this. And of course, when you are explaining Shri, you can dilate, you can expand, you can expatiate on the several meanings of the word Shri. Shri means many things, like I already told you. It's a very complex word. It's perhaps the most important word after Om. Om is Krishna himself. Krishna declared, the word Om comes up in two slokas in the Bhagavad Gita, and Krishna openly declares that he is Om and Om is himself. So Shri, in my opinion, is second in importance to Om. Actually, this sloka should be understood like this, that wherever a devotee, that means you and me, are there, and if we are living by the values of the Gita, living by whatever Krishna has taught us in the Bhagavad Gita, then we are in a partnership with Krishna. And once you partner with Krishna, then fortune, don't forget that fortune, victory, power and virtue are possible to all of us. So that is the message here. Don't you think that's a great message? So this is not simply Sanjaya saying something at the end and declaring that, wherever Krishna and Arjuna are there, fortune, victory, power and virtue exist. That is true. In fact, Sanjaya's intention in saying this is very clear. He is indirectly telling Dhritarashtra that you and your sons will lose the battle. Because wherever Krishna and Arjuna are there, victory is going to be there, not on your side. Your army may be bigger. So Sanjaya could not tell Dhritarashtra directly. So indirectly he told this. And now for us, how should we understand? You should understand that if you live by the Bhagavad Gita, then you are entering into a partnership with Krishna. And once we partner, we are Arjunas. So once we partner with Krishna, then fortune, victory, power and virtue will be there. So that is why this is the most important sloka in my opinion. So become a prapanna. The jiva who surrenders to him provides Krishna an opportunity, because Krishna will not interfere with your cognitive liberty. If you have not surrendered, he will not interfere. Once you surrender, then he will take care of you. That is the Marjara Kishora Nyaya. Like a tiger or like a cat protects its babies, the cubs. That is Prapatti, Prapanna. Prapanna means one who has surrendered. So Bhakti is likened to Marakata Kishora Nyaya. Bhakti is likened to. The analogy for Bhakti is like a young one of a monkey clutches, clings to its mother. So you are clinging to Krishna, that is Bhakti. When Krishna is holding you, like a tiger holds its cubs while transporting it from one place to another, so tenderly, so powerful jaws of the tiger, it holds the cub. So that is likened to Prapatti. So Prapatti means complete surrender. And what are the principles of Prapatti? Anukulasya sankalpa, do what Krishna likes. Pratikulasya varjanam, don't do what he doesn't like, what he implicitly prohibits. And karpanyam, having the humility to actually declare that you are so helpless and incapable of following all these other yogas, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, karma yoga, raja yoga, so many yogas are there, and you are actually, karpanya means when you are declaring humbly that you see all these things, big terms are there, raja yoga, jnana yoga, karma yoga, bhakti yoga, I am incapable of fully following any of them. So I am completely surrendering, sir, I can't do all these things. So I can do surrender. So that is Karpanyam. Goptruptva Varanam. This is again where you are confessing that you are my Mata, Pita, Matrudevo Bhava, you are my Mata, you are my Pita. You remember that verse also, no? Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhuscha Guru Tvameva, Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva, Tvameva. So this is a popular shloka, isn't it? After Arati, In schools also, Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva, Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva, Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. This is uttered by, can you imagine who? Gandhari. Gandhari is addressing Krishna. Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva, Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva, Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Gandhari, the mother of Duryodhana. Oh, my God of gods, you are my mother and father, you are my relation, all my relations, you, only you. You are my friend, you are my knowledge, you are my wealth, and you are everything for me. What a wonderful prayer. Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva. Oh, my dear Guru, you are my mother and father to me. Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva. You are my relative. Other relatives are all Nam ke vaste relatives. And you are my true friend. Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva. You are my only wisdom and you are my wealth. Knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is true wealth. Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. You are my divine light. You are my everything, O Lord. So this last shloka, 1878, should be understood as an indication that you and I are Arjunas, and if we work along with Krishna, have a partnership with Krishna by living by the Gita and having complete trust, anukulasya prapatti, anukulasya sankalpa pratikulasya varjanam karpanyam goptrutva varanam. Goptrutva varanam is a phrase which is the principle of prapatti, which means you have completely surrendered and you are declaring that you are my sole refuge. And then rakshishyati iti vishwasaha, conviction that he will protect you, and atma nikshepa, offering yourself as an oblation into the jnana yajna, or offering yourself completely, dedicating yourself totally. That is Atma Nikshepa. So these are the principles. If you follow, then you qualify to be a prapanna, which means one who has surrendered. This is the whole procedure is called prapatti. How to become a prapanna? How to do sharanagati? That is the question. Follow these principles. To do sharanagati, you must follow these 6 principles. I will repeat it again for you so that you can note it down. Anukulasya sankalpa, pratikulasya varjanam, karpanyam, goptrutva varanam, rakshishyati iti vishwasaha, atma nikshepaha. So this is the complete true meaning of 1878. Here I would like to add from the commentaries of Madhvacharya, Ramanuja, Sridhara and Keshava Kashmiri also. Okay. Now I am summarizing Madhvacharya. See, Madhvacharya declares that there is no human being more exalted, more spiritually evolved than he who devotes his life preaching the teachings of Bhagavad Gita to his devotees and explains the meaning of Srimad Bhagavad Gita to others, disseminating these teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. By these words, that is the 1878, the topmost gradation of human beings has been identified. Topmost gradation. This is what Madhvacharya is saying. The spiritual potency of Srimad Bhagavad Gita is so sublime and phenomenal that just by listening to it leads to moksha. Just listening to it leads to moksha, that is release from samsara, the perpetual cycle of birth and death. So, and then there is so much that he has said. You see, there is a large, very huge commentary. Even those who have received moksha still derive great pleasure from listening to Bhagavad Gita, especially explained from the mouth of a devotee. You see, there are so many fellows, rascals, who are actually producing distorted versions. Don't listen to them. Listen to a bhakta. There are so many, I don't want to name. All these Westerners are there. They are not true devotees. If he is a true devotee, yes, we are willing to listen. You have to check whether that fellow is a true devotee. Will a Westerner who follows the Abrahamic cults read a book if I write an interpretation of their holy books? They will not. No? So why should we? Because we have a weakness for the white skin. That's the problem. See, Madhvacharya's interpretation is so awesome. He says even the devas living in heavenly planets, uh, whose minds are greatly enhanced, know the entire Srimad Bhagavad Gita by memory. They also get immense pleasure by singing Bhagavad Gita as a song in the Anushtup meter consisting of 32 syllables. Of course, there are some verses in the Bhagavad Gita in other meters also. There is no greater pleasure or joy than derived from discoursing on Srimad Bhagavad Gita's chapters, verses, or even half a verse. This is Madhvacharya, and people are wasting a lot of time listening to other things. Okay, they are free because Krishna gives you the freedom, but please listen. So Madhvacharya continues to explain in greater detail that Sri Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is endowed with Sat, eternal existence, Chit, unlimited consciousness, and Ananda, endless bliss. He is joy personified, Raso Vaisaha. So he is the recipient of eulogies, glorification from Brahma, Shiva, Lakshmi, Surya, Vayu, all the devas. And here I would like to add, which I already told you, that Hanuman in Treta Yuga was an incarnation of Vayu, and Bhima in the Dwapara Yuga, and Madhvacharya in the Kali Yuga. So Madhvacharya is Hanuman reborn, and he is telling you this. So I leave it to you now. Are you going to waste your time? Of course, Bhagavatam can also be listened to, but I personally feel that Bhagavad Gita is superior even to Bhagavatam, because of course bhakti is important. In fact, Vyasa wrote Bhagavatam because he was not happy with what he had written. So that is what they say. So bhakti is essential, but bhakti which is based on jnana. So Bhagavatam is, in my opinion, should be learnt in combination with Bhagavad Gita. In fact, when I talk about Bhagavad Gita, when I deliver a pravachan, I do include stories from Bhagavatam also. So people today in the world require Bhagavad Gita more than Bhagavatam, because in Bhagavatam, once you have really become a bhakta and prapanna, you will enjoy Bhagavatam better. But if you are still having a lot of doubts and questions, you need Bhagavad Gita. So I leave it to you, because I don't want to make any statement which might sound that Bhagavatam is somehow lesser. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm only saying that the current generation and the existing humanity needs Gita more than Bhagavatam, or Gita combined with Bhagavatam. So because once you absorb Gita, Madhvacharya has already given you enough explanations. So once you live the Gita, then you will enjoy Bhagavatam better. In Ramanuja's commentary, which is called Ramanuja's commentary is also there, which is called Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, isn't it? So Ramanuja also says something very, very similar. So Ramanuja says the name Yogeshwara means the ultimate lord of all yogas, or all prescribed Vedic activities that lead directly to communion with the Supreme Lord Krishna, who is the sole bestower of all dispensations, benedictions, and rewards for all the karmas appropriate to the qualification of the aspirant, Adhikari. He will not give you something which you don't deserve. And the quality of the action after the accumulative karma or reactions to all actions in all forms of previous existence, sentient or insentient, have been calculated and tabulated through all creation. So all your previous lives also, all these things, cumulative effect is there. So wherever Krishna and Arjuna are present and wherever they are glorified, they are worshipped by thinking about them, and you yourself become Arjuna and have a partnership. Then fortune, Sri is fortune, opulence, beauty. Sri also means beauty and auspiciousness. Vijaya is victory, Bhuti is Pa, Niti is righteousness. So this is Sri Ramanujacharya's commentary. And Rudra Vaishnava Sampradaya, Sridhara Swami, he says similar things. He actually says that Sanjaya is implying that they will lose, the Kauravas will lose. But Dhritarashtra is not listening. And Sridhara Swami, Rudra Vaishnava Sampradaya, he uses an interesting analogy. He says, this commentary that he wrote is called Subodhini. by Sridhara Swami. It's awesome. It's wonderful. I have a copy, and he explains each term very nicely also. He says, does a person who desires to recover jewels lying at the bottom of the sea attempt to bail out the ocean with the palms of his own hand? Or does he get an able-bodied captain and a ship to do that? No. Ah. Or yes, he would probably do that. Ah. You cannot bail out. You cannot, bail out the ocean with the palms of your hand. That means you must approach somebody who has done all the research, who is a guru, who is a master, who has understood Gita. Huh? And by the grace of Anugrama of Krishna, only some people have this understanding. So, Sridhara Swami says, you must learn through him, a Vaishnava spiritual master. These days, of course, such people are rare, so I believe that we should directly submit, surrender to Krishna, because Krishna is the Guru who is inside, who is seated in our heart. So he will directly lecture, he will directly communicate. You will get intuitions as you read, as you become ripe and mellow, as you grow spiritually, evolve spiritually. I think Krishna will make things easier. So you have to unlock the mystery of many slokas in dhyana, meditation. And now so many commentaries are already available. It's very difficult to find gurus. But Shastra also says, once the disciple is ready, the Guru will search him out. You don't have to worry about searching out for your Guru. If you are ready, the Guru will find you. Interesting. Makes our life a little easier. So Madhvacharya's commentary comes under, or it is described as Brahma Vaishnava Sampradaya. Brahma Vaishnava Sampradaya Madhvacharya. Sridhara Swami is Rudra Vaishnava Sampradaya. Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya is Ramanuja, and Kumara Vaishnava Sampradaya, Keshav Kashmiri. Kumara Vaishnava. Okay. Keshav Kashmiri says the Supreme Lord Krishna is the absolute controller, self-sustaining, independent sovereign, who is the most worthy of adoration, worship and propitiation, because he is the bestower of all blessings, benedictions, and he is the creator, maintainer, protector, sustainer. So if you are an intelligent bhakta desiring your best welfare, you should surrender to Sri Krishna as the only refuge. So Keshav Kashmiri, Kumara Vaishnava Sampradaya, he uses an interesting analogy. He says Srimad Bhagavad Gita is the ship or a boat. So Krishna himself manifested as the Gita out of his infinite magnanimity. He manifested a ship in the form of Srimad Bhagavad Gita to save his devotees who are drowning in the ocean of samsara, the perpetual cycle of birth and death. Keshav Kashmiri goes on to say, I seek refuge in the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, who is an incarnation assuming the form of the swan Hamsa. In the Hamsa form, actually Krishna delivers answers to the questions of the four Kumaras: Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanat Kumara, Sanatana. Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana and Sanat Kumara. They have some doubts which Brahma is unable to clear. So Krishna appears in the form of Hamsa and teaches them. That is called Hamsa Gita. So that is Hamsa. So Keshav Kashmiri is mentioning that here now. So as the Hamsa, Krishna is transmitting the eternal spiritual knowledge of Srimad Bhagavad Gita to Sanaka and his brothers, Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana and Sanat Kumara, and who and these Kumaras empowered His Holiness Nimbarkacharya, Nimbadityacharya, the establisher of Kumara Vaishnava Sampradaya. So that means the Kumaras, the four Kumaras, Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana and Sanat Kumar, they are the actual founders of Kumara Vaishnava Sampradaya. So His Holiness Nimbadityacharya wrote a profound commentary on Bhagavad Gita, as he was inspired by the Kumaras. So finally, Om Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. So I will read the shloka again. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha Tatra Shri Vijayor Bhuti Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhuti Dhruvanitir Matir Mama. So what are the four English words you must remember? Fortune, victory, Dhruva, Niti, Matir, Mama. Fortune, victory, power and virtue. Fortune, victory, power and virtue. All these things you can gain if you partner with Krishna. Sarvam Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Shri Ram.